Hello, well, good evening, everybody. Isn't it fantastic to meet people again face to face? We're thinking about this, and I know they've got people through won awards in 2020 and 2021, and of course we weren't able to do the event last year. And we were thinking back, and we were thinking, what was the last event we did face to face at the Royal Society of Biology? And it was, we think it was the 10th anniversary dinner which we held at the Science Museum, and we had David Attenborough there. And it was just before the first lockdown, so we were all a bit terrified, but we managed to get away with it successfully, and it was a great event. But this is the first event face-to-face that we've had, and it's taken a lot of preparation and a lot of thought by the council, and I'm president, chair of the council, and with the trustees, we've been thinking about how to do this and when was the right time, and I think we got it right. And this, of course, is an absolutely stunning location. I hope you all agree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Previously, we've had it in the House of Parliament, which is equally wonderful, but very luckily this year. They have closed it. We would have had to cancel the event if we'd held it there. So we're very lucky to be here. Now, one of the things I have to do is the really boring bit about housekeeping, and that's to tell you that there are fire exits. Where are the fire exits? Behind me, are they? They're behind me. And of course, there is no fire drill planned for this evening, so if alarm goes, get the hell out of here. Now, I hope some of you are tweeting. I don't personally, but I do read them. And it's hashtag RBS accreditation, if any of you are doing that. So, and I'm sure RBS is capitals and accreditation, small letters. So please feel free to tweet. I have to say a little bit about the Royal Society of Biology, because we have, I think, survived the last 2 years very successfully. We've continued to be very busy with staff working at home nearly all the time. They've just been incredible, the staff, just amazing. We ran a biology week, as usual, in early October this year, and we did it online. And we've actually found that celebrating our science and our scientists and our community online is really quite successful. We tend to get more people coming online and participating for the length of the session. The policy area has also been very busy. The government continues to turn out lots of consultation in the broad area of biology. And not only do we have to put our views, but we have to put the views of the community. So we have to go to our members and our member organisations. And that's quite difficult to get everything together. But we've got a lot of experts, obviously, within the membership. So most things we're asked about, we can comment on as experts. We input to the spending review. Where there is money for science, it's possibly not as much as we wanted, but it's certainly a lot better than we feared. They've also been publishing a COVID-19 bulletin going out to all our members, and that's been very well received. And we've got a new policy resources library, which is open to everybody. And we continue to do parliamentary events, but we've been doing them online. And again, we found it's much easier to get a parliamentarian or a senior member of the government to come online for half an hour and talk and answer questions than to get them to move to a specific place. So some of the online stuff has been really great. But tonight's event is obviously about accreditation and your success. And I would like to start by thanking our sponsors. AstraZeneca and Jacqui Hall, I think, is here. Yeah, Jacqui and you will talk later. And we also want to thank very much Learning Science, and the two gentlemen were hiding over there. They're still hiding over there, good. Thank you very much, Bill and Anthony, for your support. And I know a lot of universities interact with Learning Science. And we wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for them. Accreditation is a rapidly increasing area, but I'm going to leave it to Professor David Coates, who's standing in the wings, who's going to update you on that. But I do personally want to congratulate all the winners. I've been around the room and spoken to some of you, but not all of you by any means. And I'm really, really pleased by your success. It's clearly been a very difficult time for students and for universities. So the fact that more and more universities are joining the accreditation scheme and more of you as students are being successful is great. And I hope that you go on and have very successful careers in biology, because what better time to be studying broad bioscience when we've seen the amazing advances in health and biomedical over the last 2 years. And of course, though, all the work that still needs to be done in the area of climate change, which is obviously on our minds at the moment. So congratulations to all of you. Finally, I would like to thank the Royal Society of Biology staff. They've just an amazing team. They've done amazing work. Paul Strimmer, where's Paul? He's hiding there. Yeah, he's worked very much on this. And I'd say if it wasn't for Paul, you wouldn't be here. He sat at the meetings and said to us, you've got to have a face-to-face meeting. And I think he's been doing that for 9 months about that. And he went out in the end. We didn't want to set it all up and then have to cancel it. So congratulations, Paul, on making that work on that. But thanks to all the staff who are here. Unfortunately, fortunately, our chief executive can't be here tonight because he's just become a grandfather for the second time. So he's with his family on that. This is going to be my last year as president, and I did want to say a special thanks to the council members who support the society and the committee members as well. We have a lot of committees, and I think Claire Wattis is here and Sarah Cosby are here, and thank you very much to our council for coming tonight. But of course, a person who's done so much and done many roles and continues to do many roles in the Royal Society of Biology is Professor David Coates from Dundee. And I want to introduce him, and he's going to tell you more about the accreditation process. So thank you all very much, and congratulations to all of you. Good evening.
Do you know, this is bizarre. It's 2 years since I've stood in front of more than 2 people. And most of those 2 were my wife and daughter, so they don't see the world in quite the same way as I do. Julie, thank you very much for the introduction. Giving an update on accreditation in the current world is really quite strange. We moved very rapidly to see if, instead of doing physical visits, we could do virtual visits. And at the same time as all that was going on, of course, everybody who is our assessor, everybody who supports us within the community was rewriting their job descriptions to be able to deliver teaching and deliver learning in a totally different way. It's been a mad 2 years. And I think it's a reflection of the standards of education in the UK, of the quality of academic staff and the resilience of students, that you've still learned something over this period of time, that you've still been able to have lectures, that you've still been able to learn the key principles that the country actually in the world now needs through biology to develop in the future. We see accreditation as an incredibly important way of ensuring that the next generation of biologists, the next generation of molecular biologists, environmental biologists, ecologists, the people who are going to make a difference are equipped to make that difference. And it's the academic staff here in their departments who've made that possible in really very, very difficult times. We didn't know whether face-to-face meetings were an essential part of an accreditation visit. We were very suspicious about doing this by Zoom, largely because we believe that actually the visit is more than just finding out about what's going on. It's much more about the opportunity to share good practice, to talk to people about what works for them so that we can tell other people. For the students amongst you, you will recognize that what we're expert at is plagiarism. Our job is to find out what people are doing well and then tell other people how to do it well like that as well. And Zoom and Teams, I have different views about Teams, but that's because it's a corporate body. But using online systems gave us comfort that the judgments we were coming to about departments were sound judgments. And we're very happy with the progress that we made over the past 18 months in finding different ways of engaging people in conversations about the teaching that they do, the learning that they provide, the student experience that is such an important part of all of this. But it's not the best way to do it. And the best way to do it is by visiting and having people together and talking and meeting up and sparking off conversations about different ways of doing things. Because accreditation is not, in our view, just a judgment of quality. Accreditation is about building a dialogue for improving that student experience, for moving ahead, for making sure that the graduates that come out of the programs, and that's about half of you in here, you should all be very proud of yourself surviving all of this, that the graduates who come out of these programs are going to make a significant and defined contribution to the UK and to the world. That's what we're trying to do. And biology is the subject of the future, and biology is the area where we can make the biggest difference across all the problems the world has. I'm beginning to sound like a preacher. I did actually notice that when I got my notes, whereas Julia has 2 paragraphs of stuff that she has to comment on, including ensuring that if you're not members of the Royal Society of Biology, you should seriously consider such a thing because of the benefits it brings and the benefit you bring to it. And I have 1 line, well, I have 2 lines. It says, give an overview. The overview is accreditation is very healthy. We have something like 60% of universities in the UK who have some kind of accreditation. We're moving into the international market, and I have to say that is a very strange thing to do by Zoom. In the past month, I have apparently been to Grenada, to New Zealand, and to Sri Lanka. And unfortunately, I have not been able to experience the cookery in those 3 countries at all, which I find slightly depressing. But I am hoping that at some stage we'll be able to go around and talk to them. Bringing those standards up to all the different programs we do, we think is really, really important. And I hope that you all agree, not only that the judgment is a nice one to get, but the dialogue is helpful in developing your own programs and your own careers. The second line of my instruction is to introduce Jacqui Hall, who is going to give the keynote speech in a moment. So briefly, Jacqui joined Cambridge Antibody Technology, that became MedImmune, that became AstraZeneca, well, a part of AstraZeneca, I assume. It'd be rather broad to take over the whole thing, I think, in 2006. In her current role at AstraZeneca, Jacqui leads the early careers team in research and development, focused on building global high-quality programs for apprentices, graduates, undergraduates, PhD students, and postdoctoral researchers. Anybody who wants to learn how to do this stuff. She's a board member of the Science Industry Partnership and leads the Futures Group for Skills Delivery. She's also a member of the UKRI BBSRC People and Talent Strategy Advisory Panel. And I think it's entirely appropriate now that I should hand over to Jacqui to tell us more about herself and her wishes and her view of the world. Thank you, Jacqui.
Thank you, David, and good evening, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here and certainly to see so many happy, smiling faces. It's not the first time I've had the honour of being invited to speak, and I'm delighted to be able to support the Royal Society of Biology, who share so much of the same vision that we have at AstraZeneca to understand the value of biology and to improve health. And I'm really thrilled to be part of your celebrations tonight. So first of all, I just want to start by congratulating everyone who is here to collect an award. Those of you who have got personal awards tonight have achieved qualifications that differentiate you from others and demonstrate the very high standards that you've reached in your studies. And for the universities here tonight, accreditation demonstrates the fantastic quality of the courses that you all represent. What a couple of years it has been. As Dame Julia mentioned earlier, if there was ever a more relevant or critical time to be pursuing a career in the biological sciences, I certainly can't remember it. I'm incredibly proud to work in an industry that has played such a significant role during the pandemic, one where partnership and collaboration with academia is a priority, and where research excellence is valued and celebrated. And those of you here tonight should be very reassured that you're graduating from universities who have also demonstrated excellence in their teaching and research. And you've gained skills that will enable you to make a difference and make you attractive to prospective employers. At AstraZeneca, we are driven by science, united by science, and push the boundaries of science every day to deliver life-changing medicines. The key for us to be able to deliver on our strategy is to be able to recruit and retain a diverse range of scientific talent. We have a dynamic and collaborative environment where curious individuals can work on cutting-edge projects and make a meaningful difference to patients' lives. And we have a culture which encourages people to speak up, to feel valued, and to be empowered to be their best. We promote lifelong learning, and we invest a lot of time and resources in developing our people, not just for our own interests, but also to build the wider scientific environment, because we know that it's the exchange of knowledge and ideas that takes place when people move between companies or between academia and industry that is key to great science. As the head of early careers in research and development, I have the pleasure of overseeing all the large centrally run early talent programs in R&D. As David mentioned, this includes our global program for about 120 postdoctoral researchers, our global graduate program, and all of our 250 apprentices in the UK. In addition to our formal programs, we sponsor hundreds of PhD students in the UK and Europe each year, and we also support around 60 industrial placement students who undertake a year working on real research projects in our laboratories as part of their bioscience degree course. It has, of course, been a very challenging couple of years for everyone, and not least for our early career scientists, many of whom found themselves suddenly catapulted out of their labs and on home working for a period of time. However, challenge always presents new opportunities, and at AstraZeneca we do like a challenge. While some individuals were not able to carry on with existing projects as planned, many of our apprentices, graduates and postdocs got the opportunity to do things none of us had thought possible before COVID. Some of our lab-based graduates switched to support key clinical programs, reviewing and processing data. Apprentices, graduates and postdocs all helped to set up and run the COVID-19 testing laboratory that we set up quickly in collaboration with GSK and Cambridge University. And industrial placement students helped to backfill roles that were vacated as people moved to the testing lab. Our supply chain apprentices were critical to ensure that supply of medicines kept going throughout. And our early career scientists directly contributed to the vaccine effort and to new therapeutic approaches to treat COVID-19. But we don't only concentrate on those who are close to the end of their studies. We've got over 60 STEM ambassadors who get involved in educational outreach projects with children as young as 4 years old, because we think it's never too early to create a feeling of curiosity. We're long-standing supporters of a wide range of external STEM events, including the Royal Society of Biology's annual Big Biology Day, the Cambridge Science Festival, and we mentor and support a range of science, technology and business students from A-levels right through to masters and beyond. Ultimately, we know that strong scientific knowledge and practical lab-based skills are integral to our success. And that brings me right back to celebrating excellence in research and understanding how to do that. In AstraZeneca, this is something which we can do easily internally. We have processes and systems for recognising performance. But when we're looking at the outside world, we need another way of understanding and evaluating excellence in teaching and research. And that's why the Degree Accreditation Programme is so valuable. It provides that visible signal of degree quality and the high standard of academic rigour that you have all achieved. So I'm thrilled to be here again tonight. I'm a Fellow of the Royal Society of Biology, and I'm delighted to demonstrate my personal support again. So I'd like to close just by saying a huge well done to all of the university who have achieved degree or foundation degree accreditation, advanced accreditation, master's, international and doctoral accreditation. And I'd also like to add my personal congratulations to the winners of tonight's Top Project Awards. Against stiff competition, you have done fabulously well to be recognised in this way. And you have an opportunity as never before to make a difference in the world. I wish all of you well in your future studies and careers, and I hope that you'll continue to be fantastic ambassadors for your subject and also for degree accreditation. So thank you for listening. I hope you have a fantastic evening, and I'm going to hand back now to David for presentation of the awards.
Jacqui, thank you very much for those really helpful words. It's nice to know the importance of the work we do. It's good to know that we're trying to make a difference so that you can make a difference. We've come to the bit that is sort of like graduation. Normally when we do this, we hand out certificates and there's lots of photo opportunities and everything like that. We're sort of still in a hybrid zone at the moment in terms of how all of this works. So what's going to happen is that I thought I'd given up doing this kind of thing when I stepped down as a dean, but apparently it just never goes away. I'm going to be reading the names, and there are different groups of names, different accreditation groups, and then different groups of students. And the idea is that I'm going to read a section, and then we're all going to applaud. And in graduations, you applaud every single name that comes up, and that does sort of produce waves of sound as tiredness kicks in. So I'll read a section, we'll congratulate those people visibly and volubly, and then I'll go on to the next section. I should also say that there will be photo opportunities afterwards, I understand, for those who want to take away a memento of the evening in that particular form. But I'm going to start now. And I'm going to start with the university accreditations and move on to the students later. So congratulations to the following universities on being awarded accreditation of their degree programmes. Birkbeck University of London, Brunel University London, Glasgow Caledonian University, Kingston University, Leeds Beckett University, Loughborough University, Manchester Metropolitan University, the Open University, Royal Holloway University of London, the Royal Veterinary College, Staffordshire University, University of Aberdeen. You notice at this stage that universities are divided into two groups. There's the ones that are something university, and then there's the ones at the bottom of the alphabet who were all university of. And that's the big chunk here. So University of Aberdeen, the University of Bath, the University of Birmingham, University of Bolton, University of Brighton, University of Hertfordshire, University of Kent, University of Northampton, University of Nottingham, University of Portsmouth, University of Salford, University of Sheffield, the University of South Wales, the University of Strathclyde, the University of the West of Scotland, the University of Wolverhampton, the University of York, and then the exception to the rule because it's York St John University. Congratulations to all of them. I didn't say you were allowed to cheer just in your name came on. That's good. Have a word about that afterwards. Next group. Congratulations to the following universities on being awarded advanced accreditation of their degree program. These are programs, for those who don't know, where there's an extra year, either a year in industry or a master's year, and they're very much focused on the research needs of the country. So Nottingham Trent University, Queen's University Belfast, the Royal Veterinary College, the University of Birmingham, the University of East Anglia, the University of Huddersfield, University of Kent, University of Leeds, the University of Nottingham, the University of Sheffield, the University of Warwick, and the University of York. Congratulations to all of you. Our other categories are rather smaller, so there will be more applause more frequently. Congratulations to the following institution on being awarded Foundation Degree Accreditation, which is Solihull College. Congratulations. Another single one here, congratulations on being awarded Master's Degree Accreditation, the University of Glasgow. And a 2, congratulations to the following on being awarded Doctoral Training Accreditation of their programme. I said there are 2. The first of these is actually 3 universities who work together. The University of Nottingham, UCL and SSPC, and the University of Warwick. And as I mentioned before, we've been moving into the international sphere for many years now. We've been developing our international accreditation. So congratulations to the following universities on being awarded international accreditation of their degree program. The University of Science Malaysia, the University of Hong Kong, and the United Arab Emirates University. We're going to move on now to the Graduates Awards, and as is my wont, I will get some of these names wrong. I apologise now. I hope I don't have the experience that once happened to me in Bradford, where my pronunciation was so bad the student just stopped at the top of the steps. And at that time the Chancellor was Imran Khan, who about 5 minutes before had been threatened with a cricket bat, so he was nervous about the whole thing anyway. But she was propelled forward into his arms, which I think made up for my poor pronunciation. So I apologise now if I get any of these awry. Congratulations to the following graduates on gaining the Top Project Award from an accredited degree programme in 2020. Seeman Adden, Manchester Metropolitan University, Aras Al-Decker, Keele University, Lucy Askins, Aston University, Nazura Binti Tumiran, the University of Nottingham, Emily Bird, Sheffield Hallam University, Valerie Kai, the Royal Veterinary College, Alexandru Catalin Chelu, University of Suffolk, Catherine Chandler, University of Coventry, Stefan Dorokov, the Royal Holloway, University of London, Alexander Edwards, University of Plymouth, Charlotte Fisher, University of Portsmouth, Noah Fitzgerald, the University of York, Kaylee Goddard, University of East Anglia, Laura Hobden, University of Hertfordshire, Nathan Ingold, Brunel University London, Bojidar Ivanov, Kingston University London, Benedita Kaklabi-Ferron, University of Greenwich, Orestes Katsoulis, Newcastle University, Juniper Kiss, Aberystwyth University, Helen Llewellyn, Anglia Ruskin University, Nina Lobetto, University of Aberdeen, James Price, University of Worcester, Carlos Puig-Science, Nottingham Trent University, Scott Sheldrick, University of Dundee, Ryan Silk, Liverpool John Moores University, Sherry Smith, Leeds Beckett University, Charlotte Spreadbury, University of Swansea, Victoria Taraskeviciute, you can tell me afterwards how that should be said, Edinburgh Napier University, Bethany Thompson, University of Northampton, Gabrielle Tiskeviciute, I'm looking for hints here, I'm not getting them. University of South Wales, Anthony Wilkinson, Staffordshire University, Aidan Wilson, University of Westminster, and Lauren Woods, Cardiff Metropolitan University. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to the following graduates on gaining the Top Project Award from an Advanced Accredited Degree Programme in 2020. Luke Acton, University of East Anglia, Abigail Byford, University of Leeds, Kameshwari Chengan, University of Kent, Edward Curry, University of Sheffield, Samuel Dawson, Nottingham Trent University, Chloe Flett, University of Manchester, Eleanor Griffiths, Aberystwyth University, Simeon Hubbard, Sheffield Hallam University, Kaylin James, Newcastle University, Robin Key, University of Liverpool, Tegan Knott, University of Dundee, Gareth Moore, University of York, Sophie Ringrose, Royal Veterinary College, and Alex Ragg of Aston University. Congratulations. So we have two for congratulations on gaining the Top Project Award from a Master's Accredited Degree Programme in 2020. Ashley Alexandra Osborne of the University of Kent and Mahmoud El Dashuri from Leeds Beckett University. We have three for congratulations on gaining the Top Project Award from an International Accredited Degree Programme in 2020. And they are Emmanuel Idamadade from the University of Ghana, Yuening Lee from Xianjiaotong Liverpool University, and Lau Wai-Ting Jackson from Hong Kong University. And congratulations to the following two graduates on gaining the Top Project Award from an Accredited Foundation Degree Programme in 2021. We have moved on. Yahya Abdul Qadir from Solihull College and Elizabeth Lyons from South Devon College. So we move on to congratulations to the following graduates on gaining the Top Project Award from an Accredited Degree Programme in 2021. Sophie Allen of Kingston University, London, Tamara Alonso, University of the West of Scotland, Rosie Ashton, Staffordshire University, Rebecca Atkinson, Manchester Metropolitan University, Khadija Jean Balloch of the University of Coventry, Laura Beanham, University of Derby, Cameron Bell, University of Strathclyde, Alexander Brightweiser, Sheffield Hallam University, Emma Cole, Leeds Beckett University, Chloe Davison, Royal Veterinary College, Ross Duncan, Glasgow Caledonian University, Penelope Fenton, University of Suffolk, Laura Guest, University of Worcester, Katie Healy, University of Sheffield, Joanna Johnson of Keele University, Sian Joyce, Liverpool John Moores University, Matthew Kingsland, University of East Anglia, Pavel Kramer, Royal Holloway University of London, Catherine Matthews, Newcastle University, Clark Miller, Queen's University Belfast, Findlay Munro, University of Dundee, Anthony Murphy, the Open University, Demetrius Nathaniel, the University of Birmingham, Leah Parcell, the University of Portsmouth, Fatima Patel, the University of Westminster, Nicolata Pencheva, Aston University, Shannon Rees, University of Plymouth, Evan Rudge, University of Nottingham, Thomas Smith-Zeitlich, Nottingham Trent University, Kirsty Spear, Cardiff Metropolitan University, Jordan Stone, Aberystwyth University, Matthew Topham, University of Northampton, Zelvira Usheva, Edinburgh Napier University, Jyoti Verma, De Montfort University, Alice Walker, University of Swansea, Kalwane Waraka, University of Aberdeen, and Alexandra Wingert of Anglia Ruskin University. And congratulations to the following graduates on gaining the top project award from an advanced accredited degree program in 2021. Erin Barnes, the University of Birmingham, Laura May Freeman, University of Kent, Ruth Hernandez, University of Dundee, Alexander Holmes, University of Manchester, Ioana Wilhelmina Lucinescu, Newcastle University, Conor McGarrity Cottrell, Sheffield Hallam University, Josephus Mikulov, Royal Veterinary College, Lewis Mitchell, University of Sheffield, Ivy Morgan, University of East Anglia, Sarah Muse, Queen's University Belfast, Sally Murray, Nottingham Trent University, Brianna O'Connor, University of Leeds, Gemma Sutton, University of York, Samuel Watkin, Aston University, Eleanor Wilson, Aberystwyth University. I'll rephrase that, Eleanor Wilson, Aberystwyth University. Congratulations to the following graduate on gaining the top project award from a master's accredited degree program in 2021, Hannah Herriot of Leeds Beckett University. And the last two we have here, congratulations to the following graduates on gaining the top project award from an international accredited degree program in 2021. Trillian Surya Lioi from Xianjiao Tong Liverpool University, and Tanjir Ai from the University of Science Malaysia. Congratulations to all of you. I think in the old Eurovision days you would say, and that concludes the voting for the British jury. Congratulations to everyone, to the departments, to the staff, to the students, who've all done a sterling job in difficult times. Please now enjoy the evening. Talk to you. I can see a man walking towards me with a glass of wine. He's a very, very friendly man. Enjoy the evening network. Take pleasure from your success and have a really nice time. Thank you all very much indeed.